Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Sorry, too much going on back here. But I'm back. I'm here. I'm excited. I'm ready. You guys, I need to get in here for Christmas. Echo. I ate it. But yeah, welcome. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. I'm so sorry, you guys. Sunday, tomorrow is school. So we're trying to get everything running and put together. And now I'm just getting on here. I'm thinking we might have to do two parts to this topic. I can't wait. Join me tonight. Let's dive into this very controversial, yet it could be drama triggering. Um, it could be everything. You guys, I was trying to upload the video to StreamYard to see how I can like play something while we're discussing this topic. For you guys to really like hear what's really going on in the world. But I think I'm going to play it on my phone and see if you guys can gather from it. But, anyways, happy Sunday. We are so close to Christmas. 4 days before Christmas. 4 days. My kids are feeling the vibe. They're all into it. Today we have to take them. We have this Christmas tradition that we've been doing since my daughter was 1 years old, I guess. So once it hit December, we started going to every single mall around every weekend. We pick at least two malls. We'll go there, take pictures. They decorate these malls and they have like Christmas trees and everything there. And, we love, 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 love to go there and just hang out with the family and just have fun. So this year, it's been so busy, we haven't had the opportunity to do that. But last week we did, and the mall we went to, they didn't really like it. It was boring. And they were like, can we go home? There was nothing there. But today, we went to our favorite mall. We love Columbia Mall. So we went there. And of course, it's always festive. A lot was going on. We literally got home 2 hours ago. About, no, 2 hours, 1 hour ago, we got home and it was like, rush, 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 I have a show. Let's hurry up. Let's go. And here I am. But, anyways, enough of that story. There's so much going on in the world, so much going on in America, so much going on with the Western civilization, the changes to life and stuff. Disclaimer, like we always say, is on here. Like, honestly, I feel like the reason I have this show late at night is because I want to be able to express myself. I don't want a lot of kids around, but and I understand some people have their kids around um when they are. You guys, I'm trying to see. Am I not too? Okay. Some people have their kids around. And hold on, you guys. Oh Lord, you guys, sorry. You guys, sorry, that was my sissy. She called me and she forgot I'm having the show. But yeah, as I was saying, there's so much going on in the world. We as believer, is definitely, you guys, by no means am I perfect. I'm not a perfect Christian. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I'm not a perfect Christian. But with that being said, I do my best and I pray that God help me to be intentional every day with my daily life and things that I do and be courteous to people and treat them as they deserve to be treated because we're called to have discipleship and to win souls to Christ. So by all means, this topic, I don't want anybody to think like I'm coming out here presenting a life that I'm not. No, I'm not perfect. And I know we're all going through our journey through life. But there's some things when it's not right, it's not right. Some things when it's not true, it's not true. And I truly believe the entire world is in crisis and there's a lot of it's a mental pandemic that's going on, if I can say that for lack of better word. I feel like there's a mental pandemic that's happening, and it's so sad that we're masking all of this with just light validation, and everybody's just walking within, they're like a walking time bomb, if I can say that, on edge, and you can't say what's wrong or what's right without being canceled. And the good thing about it is my life does not, as much as I really care about this podcast, I care about sharing a lot, but my life does not depend on it. And what I means is like some people, their finance, everything depends on it. And mine don't. And to be honest, I'm using this platform as a way of discipleship. So I am called to say things that I feel is necessary to talk about. And that brings us to tonight. Tonight's topic is recognition. Last night we talked about forgiveness, and that was a very beautiful show. If you missed it last night, I'm so sorry. Go back and watch it. I know it's long, but you can fast forward through. Best thing is watch it while you're on your long drive to work, you guys. Um, but yeah, with that being said, let's jump into tonight. I know the holiday season, everybody's is busy. Everybody's trying to shopping, get their last gifts under the tree and things like that. I bless you guys and I say enjoy this time with your family. Enjoy this time with people you love, people that care about you, and those who lost someone around this time. I just want to send my prayers out to you and just say, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. God is always there for you, and He will always guide you through these difficult times and these joyous times. But let's jump into tonight. You guys, I know tomorrow's work, and just in case um, everybody else can't make it on here, we're going to try to jump through this topic. Um, you guys, I need to pull my notes. Whew. So tonight we're not debating anyone's, worth. I'm not debating how people's life is worthy. I'm not here to debate that. Hi, welcome to the show. I'm so sorry I ran late trying to get these kids together for the night and school tomorrow and got all caught up at time.
You make this platform so beautiful, man. Why do you decide like this?
I did it. Streamy, I have these festive thing for Christmas, and you can pick the background.
That's
So I
cool.
picked it. Thank you. But yeah,
Yeah,
tonight is the night we're talking about gender. Those who a woman become a man become a woman. And I just feel like the world is in a pandemic, mental health pandemic. That's the only way I can sum it up, in my opinion. When I think about all these, um, recognition and, validation that everybody wants to feel like, well, I'm still a man. I want you to call me a man when you were biologically born as a woman, or you're a biological man and you want me to look at you and say, no, you're not, you're a woman. I think that's just the only way to really put that is mental health. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's just like reality wise, for ancient years and days, all we know, when you're born with the male genital, you're a man. When you're born with a woman genital, you're a woman. But now in 2025, we have to sit back and say, no, 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 no. I was born as a woman with all the biological parts of a woman. No, I'm a man. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And I'm actually glad that a lot of people who went through that, I think I share a video where someone who went through that process is waking up and, like saying, it was an evil spirit. And, God will pull his people out of these mental satanic breakdown, if that's how I can say it. I'm not holding back tonight. But it's satanic. I think it's a spiritual thing. And I think the entire world, especially the Western, and now trying to migrate it to the other side of the world, I think it's a pandemic. And I think people really need to wake up and help people because people are really going through it. But with that being said, welcome to the show. Tonight, I don't want people to think like we're here to debate, you know. Sorry, I made a note because I want to stay on topic. I don't want people to think like we're here to debate anyone's worth. I'm not God. I'm not here to tell anyone who they're supposed to be, but reality do tell us who people are. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're examining whether, you know, I shoe just because I woke up today and I feel like I am color purple, and you're looking at me and I'm brown or black, and you're telling me, and I'm telling you, no, 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 no. Change your eyesight. I'm purple today. That's what I am. And that takes me back to where I said this is a mental crisis that the entire world, the Western world, I'm going to focus on the Western world, is in. And I'm going to leave it at that. Let me let you come in with your intro.
Thank you so much. This topic is,
Yeah.
I think all our panelists should have been here, and then we make it little bit juicy. I know they will be.
Yeah. I think everybody's busy right now with the whole holiday.
This is a season, and it's not easy. But
Yeah.
you wouldn't have said that better than what you just said. Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
would have said it better than what you just said. The whole aspect of let's say changing yourself and what have you, it just to satisfy your own self.
Yeah.
I would want to put it that way. The medical people will call it mental problem. Other people will call it satanic, but I would call it it's based on yourself.
Mm.
And you know what? This being based on yourself, it has a link with uh, which other way that somebody can place that in. People from the religious background, especially the Christian or Muslim, or some, I can say, religious background based on your faith, we call that to be satanic or to be spiritual. That's the best way they will put it. They will say it is spiritual. There is something, there is a force that is behind you that is getting driving you into that process. And no one can say lie to it because there are certain spirits when it gets to control you, you do something as they demand that. Okay? So you don't do it on yourself by yourself. And
Mhm.
sometimes after doing that, the consequences come after. And then you start to regret. And by the time you begin to regret, there is no way to go back. And at that point, you get yourself entangled with that process. So that's one aspect of it. And there are a lot of people who have already get into the middle of it, and they don't find themselves the easy way to get out of it. And what they do, just to encourage people so that they can be more into it. And that spirit will be like a spirit start to go around. And then people who are from the medical backgrounds, especially the knowledgeable medical people, will say, if you can sit and say, you know what, take this out of here and install different thing, you are just a mental problem.
Yeah.
They will say that. They will say it's a mental problem. I mean, okay, we can take this for example. If somebody see the food that you take to eat and give you
Mhm.
nutrition, if you see that food and they give you the food to eat, you drop the food and go pick something from the ground and take and want to say you want to eat it. How do we think that is it? Is it mental problem? Is it what? Because it's like doing the unthinkable,
Right.
thinking that it is the best way to go. So the medical people will say completely the person is going mad or the person having some kind of a mental issue. He needs to go for counseling or she needs to go for counseling and she needs to, I mean, should be monitored and what have you. Yet, people see it normal that I go this route. People are forced to call me this name because I've changed it. So if you are mentally having problem, doesn't
Yeah.
mean that another person,
To be mentally ill?
is mentally ill or what happened to the other person. Because if, for example, you and I grew up in a community and we were kids coming up, we were all boys.
Right.
And we reach certain level, you're going to change. And you're saying that because there was something that led you to certain, I should now call you a girl because you have changed. And you think that my mental capacity will serve me in the right that I should change, I should be like you immediately right there. So it means it's a thing. It's a thing. The argument, there are a lot of power that beats that are behind this thing. We will
Yeah.
discuss it as our level, we'll discuss it as how we understand it from our own perspective. We are not here anyway saying what you did is wrong, don't do it, don't do that. No, it's fine for you, but you can't force me
Right. Why
to do
why should
it.
I accept
Yeah,
your
you can.
decision
You
to
can.
be who you want to be?
That's the aspect I want to dwell on.
Yeah.
No one is judging you that you're wrong to do it or you're right to do it and what have you. What I will not accept from you, and I will say to my followers, for my opinion is I cannot accept to follow your decision because I see it not best for me. In fact, it doesn't make sense to me. So I can't call you a girl when you are a boy. I can't call you a boy when you are a girl. So I will just leave it right there and turn it over to Richmond.
Yeah. I mean, there's another angle we're about to discuss that it's so mind-boggling to me. But let's hear from the man himself, Richmond. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad to be here today.
Mhm.
Just reading the headline stuff is already making me laugh.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I told
Oh,
you. I mean, there's
it
another
is.
angle I want us to look at it from, and it's just like it's just. But yeah, we're here. We're here, and we're discussing this topic. You know, I try to make it Facebook friendly with the whole title thing because Facebook was telling me it's gonna be hit, all this. So that was the best way possible. Like, but there was another way I wanted to really put it. But that was the best way I could actually put it so it'd be okay for
Yes.
Facebook
Yeah.
community.
I know. Mhm.
Yeah. So let's hear from you. Um,
Okay, well, like I always do, I'm gonna start with my disclaimer. I'm sorry. You guys are probably gonna end up hating me and whatever I have to say, but at the end of the day, I really don't care. It's just reality. Like, seriously, this is where the disclaimer really comes into play. This is my opinion, and that is just how reality flows. Well, in regards to the topic, like it says, to recognize if basically, in simple terms, do I agree with man and woman that is transgender claiming to be natural? Hell no. I cannot even stand
No.
because for me, like the thing that even irritates me the most is when you now go online on social this thing, and then you find some people, like in that period in time when I used to be on dating websites, and then you'll be dating thinking that you're actually talking to a woman, not knowing that you're talking to a transgender. Do you know how irritating that is? And then at the end of the day, they wonder why men will find out that they had actually been talking to a woman or they were sleeping with a woman, and then you come out there, you just throw it at their face that you're a transgender. And then when they kill you now, you start blaming them that they killed this person did this. Like the way society has turned it into now, it's ridiculous. And there's absolutely no way in my right sense of mind that I will even agree or even accept that as a natural thing. I cannot. It is up to them if they decide they want to be man. You want to go and convert your whole system into going from man to becoming woman, or going from woman to become man. You can have that your mental health crisis or whatsoever, but keep it at your lane. Don't even bring it near me to even expect me to even accept it, because we are Africans, for crying out loud. Look at what do they call that useless human being that is flowing up and down, wearing that is dressing like a woman up and down, and now has there you go, Bobrisky. Like, does that look like a human being? And then we'll be expecting our kids now to accept that as reality. Like, what are we like? What kind of nonsense is that? And now Africa itself is starting to accept that kind of thing. They should do the same thing they were doing before, where they put tire on you and burn you, or they even beat the living daylight out of you to put common sense in your head. Because what kind of reality is that? And then now they are blaming Donald Trump for saying that man will stay man and woman will stay. If that's the generic that you were born with, then that's what you stick to. Look at now. Is it not the same jail now that they are now saying that, okay, those of them that were converted to this thing, that went from males to become females, now they are in female jail. Now they are saying that they're going to take those inmates and put them in the male side. Well, unfortunately, rape is going to happen there. So now you have man and woman. Well, technically it's man and man, but the other one has converted themselves into woman now. When they are raped and something happens now, they will start blaming society. Is it society that puts them like that? They were born as man or born as woman. Stick to that. God knows exactly why he created them as man and woman. They shouldn't come down there and be claiming that they changed this thing, that they are one thing or another. That means nothing, that you feel like you are a man. If you feel like you are a man and you are a woman, then do tomboy now. You can dress or do drag queen or drag king, whatever. Nobody cares. But you now go and convert your genetics system into something else, and then they were dominating the Olympic sports, where man was getting into woman sports and then beating the women, and then women started getting angry. Whether you like it or not, society will never agree to it. But the people are converted. But me, I cannot allow it. If my children tell me that they are changing to transgender, well, unfortunately, that's the last time you ever call me your father, because I will literally disown you. It is not in my moral compass to even allow that kind of nonsense. It's either I will beat the living daylight out of you to remove that senseless nonsense out of your head, or you might as well take yourself and go to no man's land, because I don't even want to see you anywhere near me. It's just, that's life. Sorry, it's harsh. People will hate me. But like I said, disclaimer, I do not care. This is my opinion, because I just can't stand it. One single bit. It irritates the living daylight out of me to even see it, to even think about itself, that you've changed your genetic system and you have become the opposite sex. And then at the end now, man does not even know that he's dating his fellow man. He'll be thinking he's dating woman, because now the way they've done the whole plastic surgery and all the things now, it looks so real that you would see a complete blown man that looks like a complete blown woman. And now we cannot even differentiate the thing. And they wonder why our kids are having mental health. That's part of what's causing the mental health.
Yes.
And It's like it's reality, and there is no way to beat around the bush because me, I'm not going to pretend and say that is not part of it. That is part of it too, because we're having mental health crisis. It's a crisis stage that we are in. So everybody needs to wake up. And it will start with the parents to start correcting this, but they'll tell you when they hit the age of 18, they're on their own. They get to do whatever they want. Look at the other one, Chris Jenner, that went and converted his useless self to a woman. And then he was wondering how his children were able to deal with the mental health crisis. He's just lucky that now everything has faded away. So as a result, now people are not talking about his story. But at that time, it was a story that was running helter-skelter. And then now they are complaining that some of them are regretting why they ever changed their system to become the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mentally insane.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I'm glad when I want everybody to express themselves how they really take this, because for me, you know, another part before I even go to that, right? When you started out and said you went on date, when you were dating, you go on a dating site and people are representing themselves on there because you don't know who's who. The picture looks like a woman. It's funny. So a few weeks ago, I was watching Kendra G, one of her replay show that popped up on YouTube. And I was watching it and this person came on. Like, I would have never guessed that was a man. I would have never, ever guessed that was a man. So, but I feel like God always protects his own. Because if you're trying to put yourself out there to deceive people, it's not going to work. And I would say I respect Kendra G because I like how she conducts her show, because she makes you to say what you're refusing to say. And she'll make sure you say it. So this person was on there saying like, oh, I am on a transgender show. And then Kendra was like, were you biologically a man? Oh, I don't want to discuss that. Wait, you made the decision to transition to a woman and you're not proud of it to say it? Like, you should be proud of it because that's what you think you want to be, right? If I say today, guys, I am no longer dating man, I'm dating woman, I should be able to sit out there and say it with a proud, because this is who I truly believe I am.
Exactly.
But instead, on the dating site, you're not putting that you're transgender. And it's like, I'm not trans. I want to be called cis. No, you're trans. You're not cis. You're not a woman. You don't have biological. I mean, the whole thing was just so confusing. So this is what brings me to this other topic. It's just like, how can you want me to accept you, but you're not accepting who you truly believe you say you are? And that's what a lot of them are doing. You're misrepresenting yourself to the public until when it gets to another level, that's when people should find out. I'm not inciting violence or whatsoever. I'm not against that. But in that moment, if people do something to you, you don't think you deserve it? Like if I went to a man and said, I'm a woman, but in reality, I was born as a man. And then when we're becoming intimate, that man find out that you're actually a man too. What should I do to you in that moment? Again, I'm not inciting violence, but for me, if I'm in that situation, I feel like it's a adrenaline that kick in. Now you deceived me, but you brought me to a level where I'm not even believing in or part of, but you're trying to initiate me in a thing. So now I'm gonna defend myself. So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think in the part of the world, people are really, really glued to legality. Unless you are a poor guy that get frustrated to maybe do otherwise. If you are a rich person, they're gonna take you to court. you got to go to court. Why you deceive me? I mean, there are a lot of damages you have caused to me.
You
The
can
first
tell that to a
Mentally,
white man. No,
emotionally,
the first thing
you
physically.
can look
emotionally,
that legal thing is only white man that will do that. Which black will you ever see that's going to take you to court? They will beat the living daylight out of you. Which one is take you to court? We will settle it outside of court. We will settle it
that's
face to face. That's
that's
pretty much how a black man settles it. You say take to court. Who has time for court?
I mean, we are discussing on a platform. That's why you see we gotta be very gentle about it.
My
Yeah, let
brother,
me
it's reality. It is reality, and no matter what, they gotta get it the hard way. They might like it, they might not like it, but it's reality. They have to just get it, the nasty and ugly aspect of it, and let them deal with it because it's just
Yeah.
the society we are in.
So, Ivan, this is the platform that all people who don't believe in what we believe, that listen to us and
True.
try to figure out how it worked for them. As we
right.
speak, there are some people who have gone into that who have faced that problem. Like they were expecting a female, and maybe they went out with that person and got to know at last that person is a male. Try to go out with a male, and yeah, maybe yeah, that's it. So what I'm saying is, we are discussing it at a level that somebody will understand that yeah, if I'm going to do anything with somebody, I must consider legal consequences. And
Right.
so to be able to explain myself to the person, if I am not the person, the thing on a dating site, you should be proud to mention that I am I'm the man boy or a boy or male or girl boy
Boy,
or something.
a girl, boy, a
Trans.
boy, girl.
They'll
It's
put it as
trans.
trans. They'll
Okay,
just write
It's
it there
trans, but
trans.
they don't want that. They don't want you to call them that because they feel like they're biologically that
good.
because now
That's
they've
the
transformed to that.
question.
Why?
If you don't, you deserve a good lawsuit, a good legal ramification. You deserve that. And the right way to do it is you get a lawyer, take it to court, and when you are guilty, you pay a good sum of money to repair
Yeah.
that emotional damage. You know what?
Yeah.
If I'm coming to you, I come to you like I'm going to a woman, you must tell me you are not a woman, you are trans. If I still comfortable to go with you, I should go with you. But if you keep quiet and hide your identity, and I have to find out, it means you deserve to be taken to the legal process. And there's no dodging about it. Beating you and whatever, you will be violating the laws of the land. Going to any emotional stuff like getting overbound, you may enter in jail. Okay? And these are issues that you should be at the right side. So indeed, when it comes to this is your question, it is completely erroneous to hide your identity. If you are truly this person, mention that you are that person. If I change right now, I change to be a boy girl, and not say a girl boy. Why can't I say I'm a girl boy?
I feel
Even
like you're
trying to
being
make
too.
it sound, it
Yeah,
doesn't even
yeah. I
sound
feel
right.
like he's trying too nice. You're being
He's
too
trying
nice with it.
exactly.
And that's what they want. That's what they want. They don't want to be called
Yes,
trans, but the word in the legal term is trans because you just
right.
transfer to something else, but you don't want to be called that. But yeah, you want me to accept who you are. How?
It's completely no one understands that. So if you cannot, if you hide yourself, you must be taken to court. You must be taken to court. And
I
people who
agree.
control the dating site must be able, even if it happens on the dating site, that dating site need to be taken to court.
Mm.
Because of course, because dating site should be able to be truthful to the other party because they get privacy policy, right? All
Yeah,
of
but what if that
Mhm.
person don't know is what you put in the system?
No, if what you put in, this is why I think they have some background investigation before they do something like that. They should have something, because one person should be a victim right here.
Right,
So
right.
that platform, anybody who goes to that platform should be paying a fees to you, right? So if you are paying to the fees to that person to get a lifetime partner or whoever the person is, you are telling the person, I want a lifetime partner on that site. And they grant you somebody, they introduce somebody that is a reputable person to be a lifetime partner to you. If
No,
they
I think you're looking at it from a matchmaker standpoint, because the regular dating app is just like, it's like Facebook, right? You sign up and
Yeah, it's just
whoever
like POF.
connect with
POF.
you,
if you
connect
sign
with
up,
you.
Facebook itself, you put information in.
Yeah,
No,
so
even if you put in the information, right, you click in there that you want a male, and that you're a male and you want a female, or you're a female, you want a male, or you want to buy. But this is the thing though. The
No, it's nothing
people,
there to
when
say, I want trans. I want
no, but
all gas.
exactly, there's nothing in there that says you want trans, but you know fully well that okay, you were biologically a male, and now you went and put yourself in there as a female. In your profile, you should
yeah,
state it there that you
yeah.
are a trans. So by the time the person looks at it, when they are clicking or doing their swipe left or right, they will see it in there that it says trans. So that way they will know that, okay, I don't want to accept this. Let me swipe and keep on moving to the next person. But people are deceiving. And the funny
Some
part is,
people,
I myself, when I used to be on the dating website, I used to fall victim of that because I would not even know. It's just something tells me, okay, you know what? Let me keep on looking. And then I will now see Adam's apple. That will make me know that this one is actually not a man, that this is
I
a
have a
woman.
little Adam's apple
Or I
too.
will even look at the this thing. I'll look at previous pictures. Yes. Or I'll even look at the pictures. And if I keep on scrolling to their previous picture, then I will now see picture that now looks like a man. And then when I now compare the man picture and the female picture, I now realize that it's the same person. It's just small difference in their facial structure now that changes who they are. Or I will now keep on reading the descriptions, then I will now realize that some of these trends, even though they claim they are females, turns out to be male trends. And that will make me know that this person is actually trans. So it's hard to tell, but at the end of the day, you have to be really observant to now find out, because they will not put it on there. Some will put it that they are trans, but
So
like you
my
said,
thing
it's
is,
not everybody that is comfortable in
the
their own
law?
skin.
Sorry,
That
I didn't
what?
mean to cut you off. Isn't it the law that you are required to represent who you are?
that's what I'm saying. That's my. I'm trying to process thing. What is it?
Not in the dating website. It's an open source. The dating websites
True.
are open source because majority of them are free. So it's not stated in there for them to actually put it in there. It's up to the person to decide, because they have converted themselves now, claiming that they are females. So
There
as
is
a
no
result,
law.
you're not going to see their birth certificate. Their birth certificate is the only thing that is going to make you know that this person was actually born a male or born a female. Nothing else is going to stay there, because when they change it now, they will put, even in their this thing, sex orientation thing, they will click in there, they will state that they are females. Their verification thing, they'll put there that they are females. Or the other option that they now put in there is either you say you are a male, you are a female, or I don't wish to self-identify. That's the options that
That's
are
so
on there.
scary.
So as a result now, you will not even know. So
That's
it
so
makes it so
scary.
difficult. Yeah, exactly. It's so scary. But that's the world that we're living in now, and it makes things extremely difficult. And that's the reason why Trump now stated that they're going to follow whatever was originally on your birth certificate. If your birth certificate says that you are a male or you are a female, then that happens. And that's why people were now complaining in regards to school, where they were saying that now those of them that claimed that they were males that converted to females, now they have to be using the restroom that pertains to the sex that they were born with. Because at some point they were saying that, because males now, some parents were now getting pissed off, saying that how can they be sitting and that their kids, their little girls are going into the
We're
bathroom, and now you have this boy that has turned himself into a girl now going into the same bathroom and feeling uncomfortable. It
we're
creates
going
so
to talk
much
about that in part
cycle.
2. We're
So
talking about that
that's
in part 2.
but my dear, at least you see how crazy this whole thing is, and that is where the problem is, because there's nothing really that stays there. Yes, you can go and try to sue them, but guess what? You might not actually win, because at the end of the day, they're going to tell you that they have converted themselves to females. So as a result, that is what they attest to, that they are now females or they are now males. So as a reason, you cannot really hold them accountable, because it is up to them to decide to disclose it to you or not disclose it to you. And at that point now, you lose. And that's the reason why a lot of people take it into their hands. The very moment they found out that you lied to them, well, some of them that has guns in their house now, they will just shoot you in the head. They won't even think twice. And then
Hey.
they will rather bear the consequences in jail. They will tell you that you've toyed with their emotions. You have basically turned them into a psychopath now. They don't mind going to jail. And that's because I used to work in the jail, and that messed with my mental health, having to sit down there, and then I'm watching all these transgenders, watching all these males, and then I now sat down. I was like, let me just sit down and talk to some of these guys. And then the things they were telling me just shocked me. I was like, what? They were like, yeah, and they are very much fine with it. That if a person could do that to them, that is the height of it. That basically, and to the males, they claim that you've taken away their manhood. Now they no longer feel like a man because you've basically turned them into what they are not. Because now the male will feel like you've basically turned them into a gay, even though technically they were sleeping with a woman that is now a transgender that has converted into a female. But to them, they felt like they were sleeping with their fellow male, and that's you taking their
But
manhood away from
it
them, and
really is.
it's messing with their heads.
That's why at the start of this show I said the entire Western world is in a mental pandemic because everybody is on edge. But I want us to look at it from another angle. We're called to make discipleship. We claim we're Christian, and some will argue and say, well, if you're supposed to be Christ-like and you believe that God, Jesus came to earth, he forgave us, he even, some people use the lady that wiped his feet with the hair, the prostitute, that he welcomed her in. Why we as Christian are not welcoming them in? Why are we? But I would say I think people misunderstand that scripture. I really think when people try to use that scripture as a tool to say, Christian are being prejudiced against, this group of people and that. Um, just because Jesus accepted the prostitute he did not accept her sin. And I think that's what people don't understand. Maybe I'm not articulating it right, but I feel like
Look,
just because God is embracing you as a human being doesn't mean he's embracing your wrongdoing or
the
things that you're
prostitute was
doing.
still, but this is the thing you got to understand. The prostitute was a female, and she was born a female, and she was a prostitute as a female. She was not born a female and went and converted herself to become a male and became a gigolo. Uh-uh.
Right, I understand that, but I think what people are trying to understand is regardless of what she was and what she partake in, right? God was willing to accept her, right? But we are not willing to accept them. And I think that's being misunderstood.
Good.
Yeah, go
That's
ahead.
a
Go
good
ahead.
idea. I want you to get land on that being misunderstood.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not too exact with this statement, but it's a quotation. But I've been like when you were talking, I try to figure out which particular verse that says that. Blasphemism is completely taking the character of God
Hmm.
and giving it to an object. Or on another word to say, condemning the place of God and giving that glory of God to different things. God made you as a male. That is a clear one. And you're telling God you made mistake.
Right.
What you did, it is not what you're supposed to do. And I want to
Exactly.
be female. So that is completely different. These are sins. Blasphemy is a sin. These are sins that God doesn't forgive. That is character. God character taking it to give it to object.
I'm
Okay?
gonna find that scripture. I'm
Find
gonna
it.
find that
Find
scripture.
it. So now, so if you would take that thing and say because God forgave a sinner, a prostitute, you don't know that if you go through the bloodstream of Jesus, there was somebody, there was a lady that was identified like a prostitute in that line. Prostitute is just like a female is pushed to a certain level and she decides to go out there and look for money and start to do that. Even though she's using your body for that, or the male is using his body for that, but it is not in any way telling God, say, you don't make me, why you make me man? I'm supposed to be female. You are not doing anything like that. So that is completely different thing. It's been misconstrued. I don't want to think that it should be the reason for which you should force Peterson to call you Mary
Hmm.
because God
Today I
forgave.
woke up, I feel that way.
Yes, because because you want me to call you that. Since indeed Jesus forgave a prostitute, so I should forgive you. I should call you that. Why are you preaching? Why are you advocating that I should say that? This is a normal thing, right?
Yeah.
It's rational. Why would you want to advocate that I should take that? Because people advocate for the right. So what is the right that you're advocating for? So I think yes, it's been misconstrued. That is completely not in line with that kind of example. That example is completely outside. It's not what is really intended in that scripture.
I agree. So I was able to pull
Hmm.
the scripture up, but my Bible thing is misbehaving. What is going on here? Oh my gosh. I think they try to put it together. But absolutely agree. I think people will find anything just to make whatever situation they're in to sound normal. And I believe nowadays we all have access to the scripture like right at our fingertips, like the way, the way, jeez, come on, I'm gonna just do it in here. The way, I don't know. I just feel like using something that people always use things to kind of like justify their wrongdoing. And by no means, I don't think I am God, because I know that's what people always say. Oh, you think you're perfect. And I feel like that's a distractor. Like you're trying to distract me from telling you I never said I was perfect. I never said I'm without sin. I never said, and I know me and somebody got into some type of conversation related to this, and this person said, well, you're acting like you're perfect. You're acting like you're holy without a sin. And you're acting like, and then the distractor will be like, well, if you took something that's not your, what that's called, I said stealing. Well, that sin is not, doesn't outweigh my sin. And it's like, we're not comparing sin. We're not comparing what I did wrong and what you did wrong. I am doing it out of love to talk to you so you understand that what you're doing. And right now, a lot of things that I'm coming across on the internet, a lot of people are trying to de what is it called? Detranslation? That's what it's called, right?
Hmm.
Like they're trying to leave that way. And this evening, as I was trying to get this video up so I can show you guys so we can watch it, and StreamYard was giving me a hard time, I went on Instagram and something popped up. I saw a ladies, both of them said they got married to each other and they were together for 4 years, and now they repented, and now they're with God. And that's beautiful things to hear, that people are repenting. But it almost like, just how do you go back to reality? Once I don't know if people really think about it. I guess my thoughts gets too deep for myself, but I'm just like, how do you go back to whatever quote unquote normal is? How do you go back to that? How does that become like, oh, one day I went through sex change, I changed my whole private, now I'm a man, and now I want to go back and reverse it? And this brings me to, do you not think the government needs to step in, and like people should go through a full mental check
Yeah,
before
me too.
they
Before.
actually do this?
Yes, indeed.
You go through medical screening before you do it now. They have to approve that you're actually suitable for it before they even start the experiment. And it doesn't just happen in a one go. It's something that takes process. It takes about several years before they finally get everything converted, because you got to go do the facial reconstruction. You got to take the hormones to balance out your system. You still have to take out your reproductive system still remains. Even if you are a female that converted to male, you will still have those eggs sitting in there, but they will give
That
you
means you can take it
hormonal.
off.
You can, but they will give you hormonal this thing to block that reproduction, so that way you won't have the menstrual cycle still taking place. They would still go through the other process of doing the other necessary. You'll still be doing follow-ups, and then they'll just gradually be changing every single thing until you finally have it all done. Because it's not a simple surgery, it takes a process. So it's something that they still have to go through the medical screening to ensure that they can actually go through it. And you have to be financially capable to do that as well.
Oh, I mean, that's okay. If you can spend all your saving for that, that's pretty fun for you.
It's called using the government's money. As long as you have health insurance will pay for majority of those things.
Really?
You'll be amazed on where funding randomly comes out of to fund ridiculous experiments like that.
What?
There's always going to be ways around it now. You think these people just, like, if you see the people that are doing majority of this conversion, where do you think they get money from? You think they have that amount of money stashed in their accounts to do it? Some of them probably has some form of insurance that helps cover some of those costs. Then
Wow.
the doctors would know how to write it under mental health crisis, or some what they call that in is it bipolar, or the one where they say you are basically a different person, you are basically somebody else.
Or
In
schizophrenia?
They will find some way of coding it. There's always a medical way of coding things, so that way it will get approved by the insurance, and the insurance will cover that transformation. So
Wow.
it's out there. People
Wow.
just gotta know how to find it, and then the doctors will help you.
So Richmond, as you're saying that, I'm just thinking, God forbid you go through that for several years, and then come to find out God like snatch you up, like the way how most of them say they have a redemption moment where God said, "No, this is not you." With all this coming out, why is it not aid coming in to really help these people? Because what I've learned so far, watching the storyline of these people who turn out to be gay, lesbian or transgender, when you really listen to them and you really watch, there's something that went wrong at childhood. Something went wrong at childhood. And I'm not saying like when they were born, like being raised. So most of the storyline you hear is I was raped, a guy in relationship didn't work, and I figure if I go to the next gender, that would help me. So
Some of it
these
is also substance abuse.
right. So we all know. So why knowing majority of these storyline is this, why should I sit here and say, oh yeah, you a good girl. Like I'm looking at you, Richmond, and say, yeah, girl. Like what?
Hmm.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's like it's just so absurd to me. Like just watching them and getting upset. I'm not accepting your behavior. And I work at my job. I see them all the time. I manage them. And my idea is do the job. This is not my lifestyle. You chose that. So you're going to do what I ask you to do. Don't explain, oh, I'm going through this, going through that. Boo hoo, life is hard. I'm going through my own problems. You're going through yours. You
Mhm.
decided to come to work. I didn't come pick you from your house and say, come to work. I work for someone else. You work for someone else. And we all have somebody to report to. So, I would hear these story. There was one. He always say, I have to go do my injection today. So after that, I'm not going to be feeling that is not my problem. When I said that, it was like, oh, I'm being insensitive. No, I'm not. That is not my problem. That is your problem. Follow the hospital policy and do what you're supposed to do. Like, that's not my problem. That you decided, like right now, if I decided I want another child and I'm going through my pregnancy, I can't come to someone and say, hey, I'm having a sleepless night because I'm having a sleepless night. So you need to feel sorry for me. No, I chose that. That was my decision. So whatever comes with it, I need to be able to go through that. But this whole accepting this, I know I had something written here. I pulled up the scripture if you want me to read it still.
Yep. I want you to. I mean, yeah. Just read it.
Okay. So we're gonna start with you said Luke.
You can read on Luke or you read Mark. Mark
Okay.
3,
So
29.
Luke said, speaking against the Son of Man may be forgiven, but rejecting the spirit truth is far
Mhm.
more serious. I'm gonna go to Mark 3. I think I like how that one sounds. Mark 3:29 said, that's the scripture that talk about blasphemy. A warning against, I don't think this is King James. I like King James, but I'll read it anyways. A warning against external consequences of rejecting God's authority. Is that even the scripture? This thing's not giving me the right thing. Matthew 12, verse 12, 31 to 32 said, forgiveness exists, but truth cannot be denied. I can't even talk. Indefinitely without consequences.
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. So,
And that one is clear about this thing. The truth is you are a male,
right.
and you tell people you are not a male, you are a female because you have changed that. That is the authority of God to make you a male. In my wisdom, in my thinking, that is completely saying lies against the Holy Spirit, saying lies
Mhm.
against God, taking the authority of God and saying, no, you lie to set me up this way. This is not the right thing. I'm like this. And then you want me to believe you and put you into that place. And put you into that place. So unless I am not knowledgeable about that fact, but if it's something that I know, like we know few persons, definitely I will still call you your name, Mr. Man or Madam Woman. I would definitely take you to be a lady. I would take you to be a gentleman. So that is I just want to say that way. So it was alluding to the statement that since indeed a prostitute were forgiven, we should call them that, consider them that way. I mean, we should throw that out. Look for somebody, be truthful to yourself. Tell the people, say, Lord, I'm a trans. Tell the person, say, Lord, you know what? We are friendly, but this is my belief. That's the truth. You want to see yourself that way. Then you will free me from emotional problem. Look, when I
Right.
came in this country newly, I wrote something here in Quebec called Metro. It's a train that is under the ground.
Yeah.
So that was disgusting to me that moment. My first time enter the metro when I sat,
Mm.
I saw these two guys enter
Mm.
in the metro.
I'm having a goosebump right now. For some reason, it hurts my stomach when I see
romancing,
that.
romancing right. Look, the immigrants around there, I saw everyone just turn their face up. Just together. I was like, wow. Everyone. For me, I was like thinking, what is happening? I was looking, but the,
You're probably like, where am I right now?
but immigrant, most of them from Asian country and stuff like that. Most of them from Asian
Oh,
country.
yeah, from Thailand.
Yes. Most of them, I saw them turn their face, turn around. So the other guy turned to me. I said, "What is that?" He said, "Oh, you don't know? That's the trans. That's the gay." I said, "Yeah, my God, this is disgusting." So what am I saying? That is completely. It turns people mind somehow. That's completely mental. You give people mental problem. You people start to think, "What is this? This a real thing? What is real happening?" Well, that's a society. It's good. You do that, you like that. But it's just good it let me know who are you. That's the
Right.
aspect for me. That's the aspect I'm saying. You should be
My
able
brother,
to,
and why should I like it? Why?
yeah, let people know who you are. Don't tell me I should like it.
Yeah, why should I? They should come to you and say, hey, girl. And I should say, hey, girl. No, I walk past you. And then all of a sudden is,
You
I
dare
am.
to have some secret or closer communication with my wife. I would definitely tell you, say, "Lo, you guys, I would definitely put you."
My, my husband said the day you decide to be friends with him, don't talk to me.
Of course, of course.
But you know what? I feel like people confuse this. And I think a lot of Christian um, are really compromising a lot. You know, a lot of people will say, well, what if your child, and I always rebuke them right there. I said, I come against every evil spirit that's coming from your mouth to interject into my family. It's like, what are you talking about? I said, don't even repeat that word. Don't even say it again because my entire household's already been covered. And that's not coming there. I believe this is a spirit. And I don't want you to project that spirit where it walk with me and enter into my home. No, I reject it right there. I
Please,
reject it.
please,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Don't never,
Yeah.
never allow that. Yeah, I don't see that to be something that somebody sit and imagine themselves. Okay, like I would just want you that video. Okay, you said it can't come, all right?
Yeah, I can't show it. I think I'm gonna figure something out when I do the part two where we talk about, parents indulging into this with their kids. That's the one I was actually wanting to talk about tonight, but I was like, I don't think everybody will be on here, so let me wait, yeah, when everybody's on here so we can get it. But I also want to talk about this, right?
Mhm.
Some people say Jesus will affirm people's identities because he loved everyone. First of all, God loves his children. I don't know if people understand what that means. Jesus loved his children. And I think the Bible was very explicit when it talks about who his children are, when he talks about the sheep knowing his voice. I think we're just living a world that everybody just want everybody to be the same and just be the same thing. Somebody told me the last time, well, you're a Christian, I'm a Christian, we're all the same. No, we're not. No, we're not. We are not. I tell them all the time, we are not. I'm not trying to tell you I'm better than me, better than you, or you're better than me. I'm just saying we are not. There's a distinct difference between you and I and our belief system. If we sat down and we went through how you live your day to life, how I live my day to day life, we will see the differences. You and I do not serve the same God unless we can sit and we're equally yoked and we believe the same thing. We can talk about it. Then I can agree. But you going out there and saying you're a Christian, I'm a Christian. Oh, I am a gay. I go to church. I'm a lesbian. I worship God. I don't know what God you worship. I know there's God of this earth, and I know there's God, the true God that we serve, the capital God that I know that I serve. I don't know. You're just throwing these words around. So some people would say that. And my question to you guys is I'm trying to be careful with this thing, but I think I have to say so. If we as believer, if we're saying, we're Christian, we're called to love everybody, right? We're called to accept people for who they are and not judge them because, who are we? We sin too. Does that change the book of Genesis? Because how God created everybody, right? It all started from Genesis, where he created male and female, right?
Mhm.
And everything he created male and female. I don't know where these people are at when they're thinking about this. Dog, they have a female dog, they have a female snake. Everything has its pair. If we as society are accepting these transgender people as, because we're Christian, are we changing creation? Are we?
Okay, so uh, if that question is, I want you to synchronize it, because
Okay.
when it goes, are we changing creation? There are a lot of things we are doing
Right.
right now.
Well, when I say, okay, let me make it a little bit clear.
Mhm.
Um, does affirming when we have friends transgender, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Or adult to say, yeah, since you transition now, you're a natural born boy or girl, right? Are we conflicting Genesis 1:27? Is it conflicting
Okay,
with
yeah,
that?
okay. The question is clearly about the
Yeah,
transgender. Well, I want to understand that.
yeah.
What we are doing is completely abusing the authority of God, giving us technology.
Right.
We're abusing our authority. God are giving us a a certain level of leverage. Everyone have that leverage. Gave you increased technology,
Right.
and that is found in Act. That the end of the time, end the Act chapter 2, something like that. The end times, there will be many people. There will be increase in knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
People will do a lot of stuff. So the end time, clearly that scripture is telling us that there will be many things happening. Right now, if you go to the hospital, you say, Lord, you know what? I want you to take my neck and my head, turn it around to be behind me. They can institute that surgery perfectly, and tomorrow they will see your head at your back.
Mm.
So cutting off your neck, transplanting the head, that's simply what I mean. Transplanting head, and changing people, I call it gender. These are something you're supposed to use that kind of a knowledge for something better.
Right.
But it's being used, it's being abused. That means you're doing it as per how you think. And never mind. Satan is on the other side to increasing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he was parallel.
He's winning right now. It's
He
like
was,
a whole lab he's working on.
he was right parallel to God in decision making, and he has significant power. And all the powers left with him, he came on this earth. And he can do anything that he wants to do. He wakes up tomorrow, he can use anybody against you. The power is right there. So indeed, that's how I see it. Look, the new thing that sometimes I follow. I think you follow that as well. The dogs.
Yeah.
See what is happening with the silicone stuff, creating that dog, purely human being, taking place of human gradually.
Yeah.
That is where the Bible spoke against it, making an image.
Yep.
So if you make that image and people have sex with those things.
I heard somebody got married to one of those dolls. I was like,
Seriously,
what is going on with the brain? Like,
you see
what?
that? So they get that, and when I was watching one, they just made that. My first time seeing that was my first time though. They made that thing so beautifully looking, and I think it was a Chinese person, a Chinese guy, bought his stuff, took it home, and just loosened that, put it on. That thing start moving around, start romancing with the guy. I said, "Oh my God!" I was just watching it.
What?
What?
I
I
thought
was
Brain
just,
Joker even bought one, Seth. I think Brain Joker bought one of those robots. He went to China, bought one, and took it to Africa because he wanted to be one of the first people to own that robot as well. So
What? Like you're moving around like a real human?
move around and
yeah, it moves, it talks, it does everything like a human.
anything you want, like human. And look, I'm sorry, sister, when you see some, just like your complexion, they can fix it like that. Just like your
Yeah, they'll put artificial skin on it. They can 3D print
put
the
that
skin
on it.
and put it on person. It will look
And
real.
when you see it, you will say, no. If you are not careful, you will not identify that.
I am buying a farmland in Liberia and I'm moving to the jungle.
So I mean, these are the things, lot of stuff. And as they grew these things, they implant them into AI. And they implant AI or stuff into them. There is no conversation they don't have, and they are more knowledgeable than us, because anything, any idea, some people buy these things, gather in their office to answer questions, to go for meeting, to respond to key things. Yes, there is no business stuff you put into it. There is no, even medical people, there is nothing you put in that stuff will not answer you. So these are things that are happening. These are things that are happening. But the knowledge that is given to me, I really, really like those guys that invented the AI technology and what have you. Look, it's a powerful tool. Revolutionized the world.
Wow.
AI
Yeah.
really, 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 really does. With
But I don't
different,
think the world is really ready for it though. because that's the problem. They
That's
wanted it, but now it's taking over. It's turned everything, both in the medical industry, in the auto
Mm-hmm.
industry, in all
so
over the world.
so
It's
much.
taking over and it's affecting our lives.
It's
So
gonna
we are
take
really not
over.
ready for it. Oh, Elon Musk already said it that that technology, even the owner of Google, he already stated it that this same AI that everybody was crying for being so happy about is going to ruin their lives.
The
Mm.
AI, when what I see about it, if it is being used like usually in a robot and stuff like that, using it for different purpose, that is the negative aspect of it.
Yeah.
But if you are a researcher, if you are like a like a business person, if you are an independent worker, somebody who is creative, want to have something going, something, and you want to make use of it, finding information, giving you ideas how to expand, and doing many things that is directed in a good way. It's a powerful tool,
I
very
think so
powerful,
too. I think
very
so.
powerful because it helps you a lot. Those days, I can remember those days before I write a proposal or before I write a document. It takes a lot of books to research, to
Mm-hmm.
read.
No, it doesn't.
Now it doesn't. Just let me know the topics I want to write on. Let me know what I want to do. Then
Hmm.
the whole thing about it is garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
If you put mess in, that mess will come out.
Hmm.
If you are particular about certain information, you're going to get it, and then you can play with that information and do it the best way, your way. So
Yeah.
the aspect you're talking about it, making it everybody is complaining about. For me, I don't complain about AI coming because they're coming to take job and make me poor. I don't care about that.
Yeah, me neither.
I
I
don't
think it's a great tool because even right now, my program, I feel like I've used it as a research tool and it really helped me. And I was like, oh, wow. Before I was say, I could have never, ever completed this program in the
sure.
time that's coming because I don't know. It would have taken me a lot, taking care of family, kids, husband, then work full time, and then come back to no.
To
That would have
contribute.
been too much for me.
So
So
that
I
is a
think it's just how people are using the tools.
Mhm.
You know, if you everything is not good. Everything has its good and bad. You just have to know how to balance it and
Mhm.
how to use it. But if the government is planning to use it to eliminate, I don't think human job will still be there.
It
It's a
will.
technology. You will
It
still have to manage it. You know, like I
will be there.
remember a few years ago, they said once computer came, they're like, oh, we're not gonna have a job anymore. No,
That is
computer
it. That's
came.
the AI.
Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
eventually happen because at that point in time, remember, you need human beings right now to do all the debugging and stuff like that in place of an AI. But the very moment you teach AI all those things, the same way medical is teaching AI all those things for them to perform some of those surgeries that these transgenders are utilizing, is the same way that when those technologies are in place, those that are doing IT, they would end up losing their jobs because if AI can do the same job of finding those debugging, find those bugs in a quicker rate, then you, as a computer person, you're pretty much useless to the company because the company will be willing to pay money to the AI company to create them that robot to do the same job, thereby
Hmm.
reducing the cost that it's going to cost them to pay you for them to have that multiple bodies in the office. So it is going to be those with cybersecurity, or cybersecurity people will still be around for a little while longer, but those basic IT guys, they're going to lose their jobs pretty quick.
Well, I mean, you look at it from that end, though. But I feel yes, it's going to shake the economy. Okay,
Yeah.
it's going to shake the economy, and no matter where we put it, whatever technology that comes, it shake the economy. It's just like those days, our parents used to be farming, and And there were many people used to be farming, and for that reason, boys' home. When they introduced like the mechanized farming,
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, it became somehow like tough, but it got there. It got to a certain point. It becomes a source of survival. Mechanized farming now produce a lot of food to people. It produce. I mean, the advantage is so huge as compared to disadvantages. Every life you live, it has its own disadvantage and advantages.
Right.
I do agree that AI, or when you reach to where they're using the robots with the AI technology to do some of this job you're talking about, but they will not be able to climb up there to build like engineers. They will not. They will not be able to construct an engineer. But you know
Yeah.
what? Engineers can use them and empower themselves to take the technology to the level. Now, if you in the financial analysis, they can do but anything they do to produce a financial statement, it is human being that instruct them to do that.
True.
So nothing they can just sit down and do. Before they do something, I agree they will count down some workforce. Yes, that's the reality. But that workforce that is counting down will be innovative enough to do another thing that will get them going. But I just want to get it that way. But nearly our topics tonight,
Yeah.
those
Let's try to
technology,
close. Let's try to close.
those ideas that have been channeled in that way, is in no way doesn't make sense to force another person to see you like what you want to be. You can see yourself that way, but I can't see you that way. Categorically, no. I will call you Felicia if you want to be
Mhm.
called Peter.
So now, is that not respecting their wishes?
That's the whole stuff. That's the that's the whole stuff.
So I guess then you think about that. For me, like I just don't. I ask them, especially at work, it gets very blurry because it's like I'm looking at you and you're doing the whole hand gesture. Like my boss, she always says, she said, you know how to handle these people without cracking. she said, she said, you know how to deal with them without cracking. And I'm like, what does that mean? She's like, you're stern, you're direct, but at the same time, you're like so mean.
What me?
What do you mean? She's like, if I did it, everybody would know right now being mean. But you know how to talk to people in a way where they don't even realize, but because I know you, I know where you're going with this. So it's just like, what? How did she do it? But I just feel like if I'm going to choose to be a murderer, I know that's kind of wild. I should learn and understand that's who I've chosen to be.
Exactly.
And whatever comes with it, comes with it. And if you want me to give you grace because I've been knowing you for years and now all of a sudden I'm seeing you wearing dress with wig and lipstick and walking around with shoes and things, and you want me to accept it in 2 days or 24 hours because you're doing it when it took you your entire life to accept who you are, you know, why should I accept it right on demand?
Hmm.
It's taking you. I saw this guy that I wanted to share. I mean, it's just so, I feel like God is going to do something with him. He is 50 years old and he feels like he is a woman. He's trapped in the wrong body. And at 40 years old, he's dressing with a wig.
Hmm.
He's dressing like a woman. I mean, his entire closet is a whole woman attire.
Oh my God.
And he said, and he has children. And I'm like, so how does your kids call you dad or mom? So he's like, well, it took him a while and he is fully aware he'll never be a woman. He's going to transition. He would never be a biological woman. but this is who he says he is. And he know and he accept if people call him man, ma'am, woman, whatever they want, whatever people want to call him. And people like that, I have grace for them. I'm sorry. I have grace for you because you know what you're doing and you understand it, that it would never be natural at a natural level. And so you're giving grace to people too, to have grace on you to accept. So if I say, okay, yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, like you're not offended by it and call me something that I'm not. So people like that, I keep praying for them because I'm like, you're almost there. God is coming for you. You're
Yeah.
almost there, but you're just the spirit is still too strong over you. You know, I mean, he says he will never change. This is who he is. But this topic, I wanted us to talk about it. Actually, this is kind of like the prelude, but I really want us to talk about parents that are, you know, transitioning their young children. That's actually what I am passionate about, that I really wanted to talk about tonight. But because Facebook kept giving me this flag about what I should talk about or surrounding this, you know, people would be offended and all of this. I was like, okay, let's talk about this. So I have a week to figure out how to phrase this thing so we can discuss it. But that's really what I really want to talk about. Adult, yeah, you can choose what you want to do. I'm an adult too. I can choose to call you out or not, and that's your problem. You can't put a gun to my head that I have to call you a man or a woman. But when it comes to children, that's where I feel like the line across. And we're seeing a lot of children that want to be transitional, but they're so damaged and it's so sad when you watch the documentary. They're crying. It's like, where was the parents that's supposed to protect this child? Like, why are you letting society make that decision? So that's something that I want us to discuss next week. But I wanted us to start with this as a prelude, and as we get into next week. I know it's Christmas. Everybody gotta go get their stuff together. Um, you
Thank you
know,
so much. Are we giving parting comment now?
yes,
Thank
please.
you so much. And I want to say this is these topics that are coming at the end of the year. They are very strong.
I'm trying to get everybody ready for New Year's.
They are very strong. They are very strong and direct. Thank you for the topics. I can say yes, the topic is a very strong one, and we are giving our own opinion to all of our followers, and many things we say they are completely based on our own understanding and what we feel should be the right thing. You are now obliged to take that. You can make your own decision as you do, but we feel that for me, the topics introduced, I feel anybody who goes that route to think that I should call you a name or the gender other than the gender you are originally or you originally bear is being, mentally, you want me to change to make myself like you because your understanding is different, completely different, and you want me to take your idea and replace mine. It doesn't make sense. I would not do that. Absolutely, I can't do that. It doesn't make sense. If you are John, I will keep calling you John. If you change your name to Peter, I will say, okay, I change your name to Peter. If you change your name to Mary, I mean, it is no law that says man cannot be called Mary. I can call you Mary because you change your name to Mary, but I will say he is here. I will not say she is here. So that clearly means your gender is what I identify you by. I don't identify you by different gender. If you borrow that gender, that is it. The third part is you cannot consider anybody, you cannot tell people because Jesus allow a prostitute to forgive her, then of course you should be accepted as well. No, your acceptance, we can accept you as human being, but what you're doing is completely against the doctrine of the Bible. So that's it. You can live with that. Be truthful to me. Be truthful to anybody, any friends that you are a trans. Clearly be that way. That's how the law identify you to be. So if you lie to anybody that you are not a trans or you remain mute, if you want to go for a job, you can go for it. But in terms of marital or romantic affair, and you want the person to take you a woman when you are a man, it's being deceitful. It's a point of deceit. You deserve some actions, and that actions the law can define it to that person. The best action that will bring you to the knowledge that you have gone wrong, it should be defined by the law, and the person that you have committed that act against has the right thing to do in their own right sense of mind. Whatever they want to do to correct that, they should go ahead and do it, because you deserve that. So thank you so much for the show. We're looking up to part two. We may look at it deeper. I know the part two you mentioned. When we get it, we'll discuss it again. But this one here is hell no. Where you are, be there. We'll call you by your name. You are. If you don't want, don't come around me. Don't even have anything to do with me. I'm very cool with that. But if you want me to be a part of your activities, know that I'm not going to go with your understanding. I will go with what I know is the best to do. So that's it. I will leave it right there.
Thank
Listen to
you.
my friends. Mhm.
Thank you so much, Richmond. I get your partner. I know Richmond's about to fire them off.
So, Richmond Pompeo.
My dear. No, for me, I'm just pretty much gonna leave it simple. Like I said, disclaimer, everything said today is my opinion, my belief, my everything, and I am entitled to my opinion. It's my freedom of speech. So I could care less what anybody else has to think or say about it. Make the decision on your own. And like I said, pertaining to this topic, unfortunately, I just cannot really accept a person that is trans. I'm not gonna take it as a normal norm because as long as you were born a female, I will refer to you as a female. And if you were born a male from birth, then I will refer to you as male.
Right.
It is their decision to make it and decide on if they want to make it known there. I would rather know ahead of time so that way I know to just go the opposite direction than to be lied to and have to find out later because that's where the destruction now comes in. So it is up to whoever the person is. If you are transitioning, well, kudos to you and I wish you all the best. But unfortunately, me, I cannot accept it. It is against my belief, it is against my moral values, and me as a father, I cannot even thinking about that makes it gives me headache to even think about it, to even say I want my children to see that nonsense that is out there. I cannot have it. So it's a no for me. Sorry, it might not be what a lot of you viewers want to hear, but like I said, I don't care. I it's straightforward. It's like that's just it. There is no two ways. There's no beating around the bush. There is nothing to it. I'm just a no for that one because I've seen too many things in this world that has really given me headache that sometimes I even question it. And all this also comes back to because technology is advancing, the opportunity for them to do all this is advancing as well. And then childhood trauma, substance abuse, various things that has happened from when they are young has caused their brains not to fully mature, and as a result, they believe that they were put in the wrong body, or God made a mistake and brought them out, that it's the male sperm that actually caught the egg, but yet the one that came out turned out to be female, or they came out and then when they were out here in the real world, then their behavior became the opposite sex like. As a result, they need to transition to the proper sex. That's all nonsense. The same way they will claim, you even see gays now, that gays are sleeping with gays, kissing and doing all that thing, and then from there now they will transition from that one to the other side to go and also do that. All those things are just, it's absolute nonsense. And I feel like the whole world needs a complete mental health, mental brain reset to get all of them back to their normal brains, because
I think Trump has to go for a third term, no?
I
Is that what?
really do. I want
I
him
think
to.
Trump has to go for the third term, and then he will really straighten the other aspect.
No kidding.
Right now, the whole America is on fire, and I love it. I
The
love it.
second term of Trump, he is merely looking at this building economy, the American economy, by his tariffs and what have you. He's not really focusing on the transgender and stuff.
No, he's not. But you know when he will, when he about to leave.
Instead,
Yeah, when he's about to leave, he's gonna blast them.
when he
He
comes
would
back,
definitely.
his third term, the entire world will change completely with the transgender issue.
They're not gonna give him third term. But you know what? He will have a third term through his vice presidents. He might.
No, that vice president, me, I'm not trusting that he's going to take.
Me neither. I don't trust him.
No, he's just playing onto Trump's card.
Yeah.
When Trump is off JDV, it means he's going to do different thing, because the guy had never gone in line with Donald Trump, just a recent and stuff like that. So I strongly believe there are many things the guy went from speaking. You can know that he doesn't agree, but he has to do that as a politician. So
Right.
go with Trump, but Trump really need to come the third term to change the world with the transgender issue.
They're talking about it, but I think, oh man, I just, even though people are complaining about a lot of things, I'm just like, yeah, it wasn't like before. As soon as you click online, there's all these people just jumping around doing nonsense. Now, everybody is on the low. They keeping their mouth shut and stuff. So things are. I like him when he's in office. I like it. The whole world, people need law and order. People need structure.
Seriously.
And I think that's the structure that he's bringing back. Yeah, people, it might do some things that just out of whack. But if we look at 85% of the things he does, is like, okay, this is what you needed. People are talking about eyes and all the other stuff. I'm like, yeah, read in between the line, read more on it, learn more about it. You know, shout out to my girl, Candace Owen. I don't know if you guys watch her. She's my best political and commentator. She's amazing. She will haul all the dirt out. But yeah, I love to watch her because she tells you what was really happening in the US government. It's crazy. The amount of things that have been happening. Now Trump has really, really tackled. A bunch of people were on all these assistants. He switched the whole thing.
And that was great. That was great.
He's cleaning house. He's not playing. Only the people that really need to have it.
They got a job floating. You be in America, they got a job. Then you choose to go on food assistance. Why would you do that?
I mean, it's just ridiculous the amount of people that were on it. But
It's like
I
that
think
because
one day
America
we'll
is
talk
lazy.
about that. Huh?
I say it's like that because America is lazy. None of them want to do anything. They just want to sit down there and enjoy. Because to them, the African Americans or the blacks in general have
Correct.
always been raised to strive to be better in life. So as a result, we would always be the ones to go work twice as hard, pay all those taxes without having to worry. And then those that are lazy bums that don't have anything better to do will sit down there and
And
get paid for free and continue surviving.
Entitled to.
make our tax, make our little work take more taxes, give it to them.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, like the amount of tax they be taking from people, I'm like, how am I supposed to survive? But I don't blame
Yeah.
people too. I feel like the way they built the system is, and I'm glad Donald Trump's doing something with it. He's trying to literally change the whole system. But we could go on with that. You know, he recently changed. If you came here as a visitor and nobody is resident, your child is not.
I mean,
Yeah, you mean the
people,
That was
birthright?
gonna hurt all
They
the
stuck to that one
applicants.
now.
right? Let's look at it from this angle. People abuse the system. That's not correct. It's not good.
Yeah.
You don't have status, right? You come and then you have your child because the law says if the child is born in American source, it's automatically American. With that, you get a visa to come and have a child right here, and then go back. Say my child is U.S. citizen. You have no
It should have never been like that. I don't think it should have. People come to visit and all.
do that.
Yeah.
If you have connection, whether you have connection, you have anybody here, no. Just came to visit your friend, and
Yeah.
you know that you are about to get to deliver. When you are in your 6 months, you start processing your visa, and they give your visa to you when you are in your 9 months. So
Mm.
you come and sit here. They give you about 3 months. How you call it, visa. Within the 3 months, you have your child. Your child is U.S. citizen.
And
This
you know the crazy thing about it, right, Peterson? I don't mean to cut you out, right? They will come. They don't have insurance, so the government is forced to use the government insurance that we who are here living should actually get it too, because that's one of the best insurance you can get. But
And
people
the
will come
majority of your
from no.
money goes to the jail. A lot of the money that we work, taxpayers' money, is all going to the jail system. We are
True.
funding the jail. We are building more things in there. They are dumping more people, and a lot of these inmates actually choose to get in trouble because there they get free healthcare, free 3 square meal, clothes, even a roof over their heads. So they've turned it into a way for them to survive. So they don't believe in wanting to walk out there because they believe if they get in trouble, they get into the system would at least ensure that they are surviving and they will live to see the next year. That's just how it is.
Listen, I don't want none of that. Send me back to Liberia. One way to get back home. I don't want that. But yeah, let's try to close. I know we got work tomorrow.
already done that. You
Um,
gotta do your closing, then we go. That's
I know. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on, taking this bravery for us to discuss this topic that everybody is afraid of talking about. But yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't think like transgender should be affirmed socially, or society should affirm them as natural born, because one, if you're a man, you cannot birth a child. With all this craziness going on, you see a man with a full beard and they're like, I'm pregnant, I'm having a child. Please go sit somewhere. We need to find a mental place for them. I really feel that way. Like, no, you're not a natural born woman, because you will never be. You can try to be. By you wearing clothes or earrings and things, that does not make you a biological woman. And I would never ever accept it. And um, I don't even want to be around it. It just feels so unnatural and on it. Like it just feels so weird. Like standing there and just looking at you, like, how do you really feel? You look funny. So, but anyways, let me say thank you guys so much for spending time with us this weekend and hanging out with us. If you're going to come and watch this, you need to be adult enough and have an open mind, because This conversation is not for child play. Like Richmond said,
It's not for
it's not for child's play. This is for adults that have their own mind and their own thinking and have their own system of belief, and they can see things from different angles. This is by far anything. We're not being hateful or anything. We're just telling you basically how we take the situation, and you take it as you're a natural born woman. Okay, keep believing that. But reality say otherwise, and we choose reality. So thank you so much for watching. You guys continue to follow us, share. I know a lot of you guys are gonna follow us for this, but it's okay. We don't care.
no,
Don't
they
shoot
are
them.
not going to. I mean, I think, but a lot of them still come up and then
No,
saying,
we were at 6,500. You know where we're at now?
no.
Well, 5,000 plus.
We're at 6,200. So people are just going now. People are leaving. It's okay. The good have the bad. We have to weed them out. People who truly believe have to weed out. But I'm just this end of this year, I want you guys to see where things are going. We're not going to be holding back our tongue. We're going to say things as they are and stay true to who we really are. But thank you guys so much. Y'all have a very wonderful Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm being so festive in here. The kids really wanted us to decorate and do a whole lot of things. So it's a lot of mess in here. They've decorated themselves. They make a whole mess in here. But it's fun.
I can see it right on the screen. So
The entire house is a mess. It's a mess. Everybody hanging ornaments everywhere. So, but it's so much fun to watch the kids do that. It's
Mhm.
really fun. But I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Remember, it's not Jesus' birthday, it's just a day we are celebrating. But if you want to call it Jesus' birthday, oh well, you must as well choose it as Jesus' birthday and celebrate. But
That's
remember
this
the most important thing.
that the day that is going to be pronounced as Jesus' birthday is going to overtake any other name for that day. So we consider that
Yeah.
birthday.
Well, we'll just celebrate it as Jesus' birthday because my daughter was asking, "Where is baby Jesus?" I said, "Baby Jesus is coming."
It's, it's going to be the manger.
So
Yeah.
yeah, just want to say thank you guys so much. This week, I try my best to be as active online. Yo, watch out for all these funny, crazy videos I'm gonna be posting.
I'll be seeing that. Go check the robots. You're gonna be so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Good
But
man.
yeah, thank you guys. Have a great working week and enjoy the holiday. I pray hopefully I can come live on Christmas Day so I can share the fun with each and every one of you guys.
Mm,
But yeah, with that being said, thank you, Peterson. Thank you, Richmond. Richmond, you got me laughing in my head about what you said, but Richmond is not playing.
I just had to keep it real. That's just
I've
life.
not seen Anna for a while. Where's
Yeah,
she?
Hannah's schedule is a little bit busy now on the weekend.
Oh my
They got her working now, so she's busy on the weekend, but she'll
God.
pop in and out. And she hasn't been well too. She has the cold like me. So, but she's hanging in there. I saw her yesterday, actually in the afternoon. We
Okay.
went over to go say hi. But
Okay.
yeah, thank you guys so much. Y'all have a blessed week. Enjoy family time and keep your head up. And I pray that God continue to take us through this crazy, wacky world.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you. Get it
Thank you
done.
guys. Y'all have a great
You
night.
too.
You too.
All
Bye.
right.
You
Bye
too.
bye. All right. Bye, guys.